You have found my treasure. One, two, three, four. Eyes on my side. That was a heroic effort. Use magic to kill death. The best has been. One, two, three, four. Try and find a way out. Beware the Gulen. I've not seen such bravery. Let's see you get out of here. Do not hurt the players yet. Stay potent for later use. The best has been.
You can't catch me. Welcome. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Ooh, is my mic peaking a little too much? I don't know. Probably not. I usually talk kind of quiet anyway, so I'll stick with it. I just noticed it go red for a second. Anywho, hi guys. Figured it's time for some Derail Valley. I haven't played this in probably close to a month, you know. World of Warcraft and all is usually taking up my time whenever I don't have the wheels set up. But I do want to get back to this too. So I've got a few switching jobs. I got some tractors to unload, and then I got two different trains of crude oil to unload too. So we're going to use two switchers, and it's probably going to be pushing it a bit. But I'd rather use this diesel than steam for switching. And this is quiet, isn't it? I don't hear the engine much. Yeah, I like that not being on. Oh, if anybody's there and they think it's too loud, just yell at me, but I think it's still fine. Unless the audio is just weird for me. $8.55 tons, one of these unload jobs. That's a bit much for two switchers. Is usually one switcher is 400 tons, two switchers a day is 800. 855, I say 855 or 885. 855. Oh, that's not too bad. It'll be a bit of a struggle, but we'll be able to do it. First job is going to be the easiest one, though, the tractors. But a little out of practice with this game. Get everything hooked up. There we go. This is facing this way, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Got the MU hooked up, so we should be all set. My first order of business, I do believe, is in G Yard. And the remote is powering that engine, the lead engine, so we're technically in reverse. Nighttime switching. See how quick we get through the switching. Maybe I can get done with it before the sun comes up. Get the train that I'm going to actually head out of here with together. I think it's going to be Machine Factory. I'll look over the job cards again, but I was kind of making my mind up for that. There shouldn't be any handbrakes on. This car spawned in when I got in here, yeah. I'm gonna double check and just hold shift and independent off. That'll take off any handbrakes that might be on in the whole string. Got our John Deere tractors. Mods, gotta love them. Alright. Now we can start. Let me just make sure this is right. SU-53. I'm pretty sure it is. SU-53, yep. Oh, it's gonna be real quick. Yeah, 9 minutes. Just unload the whole string in one spot and then park the whole string in one spot, which means I don't have much time to goof around. Let's go start it. I guess Gold Lust is here. Let me know if something's too loud if anybody's there. I think the volume's okay. This song's a little loud. High volume leveling. Okay, unload at D. Oh wait, no, where do I park? Oh. D5S. That's where they all park. Okay. Wrong yard. Just gonna look at the weight, but whatever, it is what it is. Moving. I think this is the lightest of the 3 switch jobs we're doing. Stratchers usually don't weigh that much. It is a pretty long string though. As far as I know, the wheel slip indicators don't sync up on these multiple unit engines yet. So even though this one's not lighting up slipping, the back one could be slipping, so I'm going to take it a little bit more careful. They really should sync up. So if any of the engines slip, all of the wheel slip lights would come on. That's how it should work. Battery, please. Now, sometimes with this day-night mod, I don't think we're at the crossing yet, but whatever. Sometimes it ignores the fact that it's dark, and the battery just stays full forever on this thing, on the remote. Other times, the battery dies pretty quick because because there's no sun. Which technically is how it should be, but I don't know. Usually I can understand why they wouldn't do it like that, because once the battery's dead on that thing, you gotta put it on the charger and the caboose, and it is pretty quick, but it's not instant, so no. Reverse. I'm a little rusty. Guess I'll turn that on. Is today Saturday? Yeah, people are probably busy doing things. I need to stop being such a sperm of the moment when I stream. I really need to try to come up with a schedule or something, but it's hard. Lately, one thing I do out of the house is I go over to my neighbors and hang out a lot of times during the day, like towards the end of the day. And well, I told you guys about the riding mower that we have to get picked up, and not sure when the guy's going to be able to pick it up. So every day we're like, did you call the guy? Is he going to come on tomorrow? We'll find out tomorrow. It's been like that for like 2 weeks. and now he needs to mow his lawn, and his knee is kind of bothering him. I don't know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But so without his riding mower, he's got to do it with the push mower, and it's a decent sized yard. It's not quite as big as mine because he's got so many gardens in the middle and stuff, but there's still a lot. But I told him, I said, I will drive my green machine, my riding mower, over and mow his lawn. And he's like, okay, we'll talk about it, we'll think about it, we'll talk about it. And so every day I'm like, oh, are they gonna call? Or do they expect me to just show up? But he'll call if he wants me to do it. I don't think he'll call this late, though, because this is when he likes to hang out in the backyard and stuff and shoot the breeze, which I do with them a lot. But today, I figured I'd stream. Seems to be a decent time to do it. Not many other people streaming now. Yeah, that should be good. But today's Saturday, so people might be busy. Okay, now this whole string is going to D5. Actually, I can just ride on the back of the train set then if the whole thing is going to the same place. I have a remote control, and it looks like the battery is staying charged. In fact, it charged up. It was a little bit low when I first whipped out the remote, and now it's fully charged, so yay. Only thing I can't do by riding back here is I'm not going to know when to blow the whistle for the crossing, but there's literally no reason at all to do that. That's just like an RP thing. It's not like we're playing Train Simulator and they're going to give you they're going to take away your points or something because you didn't blow the whistle. Come at the crossing yet, but it's not raining, Mike. Now, if you go over 30 on this curve here, this tight curve with the switch, you will derail, especially with these flat cars. So I'm pushing it a tiny bit here. Got a D5. Alright, let me just... Yeah, D5. I'm gonna get the speed bonus. It's pretty tight when you only have one move to make. 9 minutes. The remote helps a heck of a lot with switching on, let me tell you. I was doing with the steam engine, it would take forever. As much as I love the steam engine, switching with it kind of sucks. I've done it, and I do it a lot actually, but whenever I have the option to use the diesels instead, I will. Pipe dream. Oh, there are. Of course, there's a couple of flat cars I gotta slow down for. Can't just ram the string in here. Nope, we gotta hook up to a few. Do it just one freaking car, probably. Sigh. That's one car. front and see where we are with the marker. I'm surprised it's gonna all fit on here. Didn't think this track was that long. Just a little bit more. See if we get it. Oh, 10 minutes they gave me. And I took 9. Perfect. Wait, I didn't get the time bonus? No, I took 10 and they gave me 9. Yep. Damn it. 1 minute. Oh well. Okay, now we're looking for 2 different big long strings of oil tankers. Probably at least one of them is gonna be in C yard, I would think. That's not oil. Wasn't in G, I'm pretty sure. Sorry for the flashing when I'm hitting the teleport button, it just does that. That's the procedural sky mod, I think. Oh, there's 1 string here. I think I checked it before. FH, nope, it's gotta be SU. Oh, it could be E yard, of course. I think that's too far back to be long enough to warrant one of these strings. Oh. Let's use 71. Yep, that's one of them. Nope. The other one must be in C yard. Alright, well, SU-71 is here. Yeah. That really bugs me. I'm going to turn off the lights on this one. There we go. Now we don't have the headlights from the back engine going into the front. That's annoying. Could play the radio, actually. I don't have all the different tapes, so they're still on the steam engine. It's easier to just play my own music than to deal with that, I guess. When I'm on my own, I definitely use it all the time. Well, yeah, let's do that. At least I can change the volume in game. Oh no. No, not the radio. Oops. Final Fantasy VIII it is. This is song 2? Maybe the song 1. Oh. Playing with the radio. Song 1, thank you. The Extreme. Of course. Let's see, this is the thing. Now I want this one to have the lights on, not the other one. This would be solved if you could decide to lock the headlights in a certain direction. Let's see. You can with the steam engine now. Still can't with the... Oh, there's no levers or anything for it. Oh. I'm in this engine, but the radio's in the other one. Oh wait, I'm going to E. I'm a dumbass. Hi there, Scissors. How you doing? Trying to get used to playing this game again. I haven't played it in like a month. Doesn't take long to forget how to do this. Okay, now it's getting loud. Oh, neat. Train travel still exists some places. Not even in America, there is some train travel, just nowhere near as much as there used to be. Like where I am, the best way to get into New York City is by train. That got really loud. Oh, jeez, I know the feeling. I wouldn't know what to do either. Hell, any restaurant, I wouldn't really know what to do anymore. Especially fancy stuff, oh lord. I don't technically get these. I don't really get the appeal of that kind of thing. We put a $5 burger on a really fancy plate. Pay us $50, kind of thing. Uh-huh. I'm exaggerating, but yeah. Through the door. Okay, I think we are ready to go. I should probably do one final little inspection here. Let's do 71. I'm not going to count the cars or anything. Yep, SU-71. Get the radio, we just gotta go run in and turn the quest in now. Quest. The job. Listen, I've been playing World of Warcraft a lot, okay? It's basically a quest. Listen, we can't be without music. Just for switching, I'm using the diesels. I'll put... got a couple of switch jobs to do. Yeah, it's gonna unload and see. Oh, multiple stops. See. Okay, we'll figure it out after that. Got a couple of sets of oil tankers to unload. And after I do that, then I'll put a train together for leaving the harbor, and then I'll switch to steam. This is so much easier to do switching with the diesels. How much time do I have for this one? $18. I didn't order the wheel yet. I'm going to soon, I'm pretty sure. I've been kind of flip-flopping about it in my head, but there's no reason not to, really. I want that shifter and the clutch pedal. I'm gonna have to remember how to drive a stick. I haven't had to do it in a while. It's supposed to be really realistic. ATS anyway. I'm slightly worried about it all fitting on the desk too, because I have so little space, but supposedly the dimensions are 10 inches by 10 inches by 10 inches, so if that's correct, then it's going to be a bit narrower than my wheel that I'm using now. Which would make sense because it's not going to have that part sticking out to the side. Oh, we're not going here, we're going to C. But it's not going to have that part sticking out to the side that has the little sequential shifter on it. So I think hopefully the space that I save with that will give me just enough room for the H shifter. Because the H shifter isn't that big. I might have to modify something with the desk or the wood platform that's on the left side of the wheel to make it all fit. I think I can figure it out. I don't think it's ever going to get any cheaper, that G29. It's, what was the price? Like $235 for the wheel, and then another $50 for the shifter. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've never driven a truck IRL, yeah, but this is for C, right? Oh no, that's the shop. What am I doing? Being an idiot. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm gonna have fun with that. What I'm planning on doing is I'll have the H shifter, 1 through 6, and then I'm still gonna also have my wooden shift box that I'm using now, with the other like front half of an old wheel on the front for more buttons. And I think that hopefully I'll be able to do 1 through 6, and then use the other shifter to split it to 7 through 12. If the other shifter can just the splitter like split high, split low, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. But hopefully I can just go up again with the wooden one, and then that would be 13 through 18. Hopefully. I don't know. It's gonna be tricky. Oh, I forgot to get the radio. Sorry. I'm out of practice with this. I used to always carry the radio around with me. There's my third set of oil tankers. That one's like 800 something tons. That's going to be a little tricky. But I unload it right here, so it shouldn't be too bad. Man with machine gun, yes. That's the name of the song. A few times, but I did. That's rail fanning, train spotting, same thing. I did that a lot when I was still in high school. The one local railroad that we have, the little short line, and I used to hang out. At the rail yard, and if I saw the little blue engine out, I was like, "Oh, they're running," and I would hang out and watch them do all the switching in the yard. And eventually, 9, 7, 6, 20. Okay, so that goes to C1. There's 4 cars. The rest goes to, okay, C were 4 cars. Sorry, I had to. 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 7. But anyway, I would watch them switching, and eventually, the conductor, I'm not even sure who that was. I think it was Peter Brill. But he saw me watching all the time, and he said, "Hey, kids, come over here." And he let me get a little closer to watch, and then he'd say, "Hey, you want to ride?" And I'd get up in the engine with them, and they'd give me a ride, which was always awesome, you know. C1. What am I doing? And it was a 44 tonner, like one of these. Well, these are like kind of the European version of 44 tonners, but yeah. So I'd ride to a little bit of a different part of town, and it was a bit longer of a walk home, but it was worth it. And then when the train wasn't running, I would just walk down the tracks. Yeah, it was really cool. Nowadays, you probably could never do it because, you know, you're trespassing on the railroad, all yada yada. Because certain idiots ruined it for everybody, basically. There was a bum who got into a fight with another bum, we think, on one of the little bridges over one of the roads, and said bum fell off the bridge and died, and the railroad almost got shut down for that one. No, it wasn't our fault. And now there's no. That was when I was working there. So this same railroad, this little short line, M&NJ, is the one that I was watching. They would let me ride and stuff like that. And then years later, they had an open house, and I've always been, you know, kind of nervous and shy and whatnot, whatever you want to call it. So I showed up pretty late when most of the open house stuff was already over. But I was talking to the Herald guy, and he remembered me from when I used to hang out at the yard and ride in the train and stuff. Harold's the engineer of the little 44 tonner, and he said, "Well, hey, you want a job?" I'm like, "Sure. So what do you got?" And just like that, I was hired. You know, didn't like look into my background or anything. He's just like, "Well, can you do this?" "Yeah, sure." And most of what I did when I was working there was not really train stuff as much as, like, you know, repairing things at the railroad station. Well, there was train stuff too, but I don't think most of the stuff like switching out cars and whatnot, I didn't really get paid for that. Did I unhook the cars? No, I didn't. See, I'm too busy yakking. Thought I did. But anyway, yeah, and I worked there for like a year until I got laid off because the company had no money. But it was fun. I didn't really rail fan much after that. I used to, even after I got laid off for a while, I would still go there and hang out with them, kind of thing, just because, you know, they were good friends too. So I'd hang out and let's see what they were up to, and I'd end up helping them out a bit, even though I wasn't even hired anymore. But, you know, I didn't have anything better to do. I did a lot of track work stuff, with him. That I got paid for. But for like all of the brakeman duties, that was kind of like training for me. Like I was a conductor trainee, I should say, a trainer. And so I think I could have put in my hours for that time, but I chose not to. I said, you know what, I shouldn't be getting paid for this. So, and it's a good thing I didn't, because if I did put my hours in for all that time too, then I just would have gotten laid off a lot faster. The people that were running the railroad at the time was this like waste management company, and they had no idea at all about running a railroad. They didn't know anything about railroad operations. They just wanted to run garbage trains, and which was just shot down immediately. They're like, yeah, we'll just bring all these garbage trains up to Middletown, New York, and then Middletown, New York was like, no, you won't. Nope. There might have been a right way to go about that, but they didn't go the right way. Oh. I mean, I can't blame the city for that. Garbage trains are very, very smelly. And they bought this whole big long string of empty flat cars. They didn't have much money anyway, but they spent like, I don't know, millions on these flat cars. I think like $2 million. I mean, long enough string of flat cars that stretched from the center of town out. Did they go out to Slate Hill? Not quite Slate Hill. Probably like maybe 4 miles. No, not even. Probably like 2 miles. Long string of flat cars. Like, they thought they were gonna run these great big trains. And I'm like, you know, this entire railroad is about 7 miles long. You know that, right? Where do you think you're going? Actually, technically, at the time, the railroad was 14 miles long, but the southern 7 miles hadn't been used since, like, the 80s. And even back then, all they did was park a whole bunch of empty boxcars on it. So one of the annoying cost-saving things they did before they finally sold the railroad, because they just realized it wasn't going to work out, is they scrapped the southern 7 miles of track. Which, I mean, as for rail fans, as bad as that was, it was understandable, because this track wasn't used for a very long time, and it's still, the last 7 miles just dead-ended in a town called Unionville, New York, which is such a small town it didn't even have a traffic light. So it's not like there was any industry or something that would ever be able to ship to down there anyway. But still, once you lose track, you can never put it back in. So they just scrapped it so that they could try to make some of their money back. I doubt they made much on that, because it was very old rail. A lot of the rail was like 60 or 70 pound rail, which is pretty light. A lot of that rail dated back to the 1860s. But you could run over it with the little 44 tonner. Got the boombox again. Are we going with the rest of this? G7. You get the boombox, we're going to be on the end for a while. But once you take rail, you have to do like, I don't know how much it would cost to do all the like studies and stuff if you wanted to put it back in. And all the communities would be like, "No, we can't have trains here." Okay. So, kind of sucked that we lost that, but it wasn't getting used and it was very lightweight rail, so. Now, M&NJ under new management has gotten pretty big because Norfolk Southern decided that they didn't want to bother working all the different little branch lines. And they're not that little, really. Yeah, all of the branch lines were bigger than the whole M&NJ used to be, but Norfolk Southern said, "Hey, we don't want to deal with this." So M&NJ picked up like 3 more branches to run. And instead of just running around with one GP9, not GP7, sorry, the 773, which is the reason for the 773 after my name, they upgraded to 2 GP38s because they picked up that much. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's D, that's G, I know where. So yeah, they're pretty busy now actually, M&NJ. 7, that's all the way right. Be sure. Oh, the sun's coming up, but it's raining, so it's not too great. I like these mods with this game, and my computer's handling it pretty well. I mean, I'm using a lot of RAM. Ah, there's the bell. Took a little too long. Oh well. I'm not hurting for cash anyway. Did we lose the radio? Huh? You gonna play? Oh, turn the volume down. Maybe I set the watch a little fast. Let's find out. Run, run, run. Hitting the teleport button kind of fast. I'm going to end up falling through the world if I'm not careful. Nope. Took me 21 minutes. Nope, nope, nope. Oh well. Like I said, I'm not hurting much for money. I got 368,000. Trying to get to 400,000, and then I can buy Military 3. That's the only license I'm missing, except for the DE6, the big diesel, which I really don't care if I ever get. Well, I'm not. I won't say that. I should get the DE6 eventually. I could get it now. The DE6 is 200,000. Because sometimes there is a train that's just too heavy for the steam engine. The steam engine can handle... I'm running over to C and making sure that's the string of cars that I want before I run the engines over. But the steam engine can handle 1,000 tons on flat track. Derail Valley does not have much flat track. There's a lot of hills, especially coming out of the harbor here. So, If you're dealing with hills, you're probably not going to get much, going to be able to handle much more than like 800 tons, and 800 tons is really pushing it. Like when I try to get out of the coal mine with 800 tons, I've done it. But I have to like back all the way around the loop in the coal mine and then really get my speed up and really get that firebox as hot as you can get it on the steam engine, and then you can just barely make it up there. 64. Is that it? Yep. Hello, I'll come back. I'm just musing. But yeah. So if I want to haul like over 1,000 tons, especially if I'm dealing with hills, I really would need the DE6 to be big diesel. So it's really good for the military. You can make a really big run from here to military base. I've done that before with 2 big diesels. Hook them up back to back. Where did we park? G-Yard. I know where I'm going. The weather isn't very nice. Sun's up, but it's raining. I gotta unhook still, right? Yeah. I should probably do 3 handbrakes to be safe. Totally reach that from there. Of course, the handbrakes are kind of RP more than anything else. You really don't need to set them. Oh my god, those freaking birds. The lights are on and I'm talking, so they're talking. So annoying. Love to move them downstairs someday. No, 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 they're too messy. I'm like, well, it's not my fault. They're not my birds. Just checking my phone, make sure nobody called. I got the ringer up, I should know. Oh, okay. I wonder if he's mowing his lawn next door. I told him I'd go over with my ride mower and do it for him. But I have a feeling he decided to do it himself, even though his knee is bothering him. I guess people are busy today, Saturday and all. $855 tons. Thankfully, it's only going to be that heavy just to move it over one track to the unload track, so I think we can handle it with these 2 engines. It's going to be a little tricky, but... installed a mod that came out not too long ago for this game that lets you toggle the leans buttons, the lean left and lean right. So instead of having to hold the button all the time, you can just tap it once and it stays. It's a little bit finicky though. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like there, I just tapped it once and now I'm not holding the button, which really comes in handy, especially with the steam engine. Oh, this. Oh, you like the rubber ducky, Mac? It's pretty nice. It's very basic. Like, there's not many things you can change with it. And you need an engine pack, probably, to be able to hear the engine. I don't know if the default engine sounds will work. Maybe they do, because it was updated to 1.4.0. But, it's still really nice. Yeah. This map, there's going to be a big update coming out, but not for a while. Where they're going to be adding some things, I think. There's going to be a couple more points of interest. Because there's a few on the map, there's a few spurs that right now are just little dead-end spurs. Like, let's see. This one is where the hand car is. This one is just, there's like a Y leading into the spur, and it's just a little dead-end spur. So they're going to put something here, maybe another logging camp. Maybe something else, who knows. And then, there's nothing up around. I've never even been on this section of track here. That's the only part of the map I've never been on, because there's no point to go on that section. But they might put something up there. And then down here at Harbor, there's this big long spur that's just a dead end. There's gonna have to be something here, I would think. And that's about it. This little tiny spur, that's where you get the caboose. That's the garage that has the caboose in it. That's about it I can think of. But they're definitely not even a guess anymore. It's been confirmed. They're definitely adding another steam engine eventually. It's going to be a while, but it's in the plans. It's in the works. SU-64. My brain today is that you mean a little SU-64. Yeah, SU-64. I just did it too quick, you see. So now we're going to play the role of Jesus and just kind of run over the water here because I can. Pitter patter. I love that that they added like the water footsteps for when you run on the water. That was a nice little touch. Country roads, yeah. I like it when they've individually sang country roads. Let's see what. But I like it when they've individually done their own versions of country roads better than the really high produced mix that they did where they all sang it. Where they all sang it, it's good, it's really good, but it's just too much production almost. Like they all sang their parts and then they edited them all together, and I don't know, it's almost like it's too good. If that makes any sense. In Country Roads, I bet that was all Gura's idea. That was like her song first. They've put out a lot of good music, though. When I first started getting into those VTubers, I didn't realize how talented they were just with singing too and making music. Especially, well, Callie, she's the biggest one. She's a rapper, but she also does regular singing and she makes her own music and everything. She could just be a musician on her own without anything else if she wanted to. Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. I like them a lot. A lot of other random Japanese culture and whatnot, but I've never been into anime specifically. Mostly because I'm a stubborn American and I don't like watching things where people are speaking another language and it's dubbed in English. That irks me. And then a lot of times it's not even dubbed, there's just subtitles you have to read. And I don't know. I was never a big fan of that. And Gura, she's got a great song that she just came out with called Reflect. It's pretty good, but I just wish it was in English. it's a little bit of it's in English, but most of it's, I guess, in Japanese. And it'd be nice if it was in English. I mean, she is Hololive English. EN stands for English. And I know none of them disclose where they live or anything, but I'm pretty sure she's somewhere in the southern half of the United States. Pretty sure. It's pretty obvious sometimes. That's why I figured Country Roads was her idea. But sometimes their Americanness can squeak through Gura and Amelia. They're the ones that I'm pretty sure are in America. The other ones probably, well, maybe Ina, actually. A good hint to that was Ina and Kiara did a collab. And Kiara asked Ina what her favorite cheese was. And Ina said Swiss. Now, here in America, if you go to like the deli or whatever, you just order Swiss cheese. It's really American Swiss cheese is what it really is. But it's just like a generic cheese. I don't like Swiss a whole lot because it's too cheesy, if that makes any sense. And it's too sharp, maybe it's the right word. I'm not too crazy about Swiss. But anyway, Kiara being from, Europe, she's like, what kind of Swiss cheese? Because most cheeses, especially in Europe, come from Switzerland. So somebody saying they like Swiss cheese just doesn't make any sense at all to her. It was pretty funny. She's like, just Swiss. So she's like, what? There's like thousands. Baby Swiss? Yeah. I think my favorite, see, with like regular sliced deli Swiss cheese, deli cheese, I mean, I like it, but on its own. I don't like to put it on sandwiches so much. I like to just have the cheese on the side and just eat it that way. And for that, my favorite is probably Munster. It's usually pretty expensive. That's like a treat to get Munster cheese. But Munster, and then for the cheaper stuff, just, I guess, white American. That's another thing. If Ina answered American cheese, she'd be like, what? Oh, roll. Wolf sauce. How you doing? Um. Oh, I didn't realize you were the one that said baby Swiss and said scissors. Same color, you see. Just glanced. Platform? You mean the remote? Or this platform that I'm standing on? Yeah, the remote. That controls the diesel engines. It's very useful for switching, so you don't have to actually be in the engine. Basically, you got your train brake, independent brake. I use all the key bindings on the keyboards, but you could, if you want, you could actually move them this way. And I guess in VR, that's what you would do. Okay, I gotta figure this out now. 117. Okay, so first set goes to G2. Second set goes to... So the back 6, 12, 10 cars needs to go to C1S. Okay, that's what we'll do first. Oh, you play VR? Cool. I'd love to try VR someday just for this freaking game. Like, I don't even know if I would want to do it like an American Truck Sim VR. Although I think I could probably get used to it, but this game would be amazing in VR, I'm sure. But I've priced out VR a couple of times, and it's like, yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. I'm not gonna spend like... I want to think about how much I'm gonna spend just so that I can, you know, play one game. Well, there's a lot of other VR games you can get into too, but still. Very long time. Long-term goal. So yeah, in VR you would probably use your hands and like this little dial here, you can choose which car. Like -1 is the first engine, and then that would be the second engine, and then all the way down you could select a car and break it, uncouple or couple. I usually don't really use that too much because I get confused what car's what, but yeah, there's a lot you can do with the remote. The remote's really a life changer. Oops, I didn't blow the whistle before the crossing. That's okay. Yeah. Without the remote, you'd be up in the head end and just guessing at how far to move and running, stopping, and running back and forth. That's what you do in the beginning of the game, and yeah, that gets old. Once I'm done switching, though, I'm going to switch to the steam engine. And then you can't use the remote with the steam engine, it's too old. Oh, that's cool. You can, and then you can test out VR and see what it's like and see if you like it or not. Because some people just get dizzy and can't stand it, almost get sick from it. And other people just love it. Yeah. Steam engine's fun. It's a lot more work to run a steam engine, but it is a lot of fun too. I didn't set my watch. Probably not going to make the time anyway. I'm too busy chit-chatting. I'm not too worried about the time limit. But yeah, if you're just starting out in this game, the remote is probably one of the first things you want to get, because you're going to do a lot of switching in the beginning, and the remote is perfect for switching. Now I know I want to go back 10 cars. 280. I want to go back to 192. So see, I can stay right here at the clear marker and just shove her back 10 cars. What number am I looking for? 092, right? Sorry, I'm blind. 092. These are empty now, so a lot easier to move. This track is very long, so I'm not worried about running out of space. Get a little closer to the music. I love this boom box that they added not too long ago. You can add all sorts of radio streams to it too, but then with the radio you have to worry about copyright music, so since I'm streaming I can't really do that. But I have these tapes with this one's Final Fantasy VIII music. Why are we stopping? Thought this would roll a little bit better. This must be slightly uphill. I did. I hooked up the air. Oh, did I set... I set the handbrakes. I'm shoving the handbrakes. Yep. I set the handbrake when I parked these 4 or 5 cars. Crap. This one's got the handbrake on, I bet. Why isn't it rolling? Oh, no, it doesn't. Hold down shift and do it this way. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't rolling too good there. 863. Yeah. 092. Did I go back too far? What's 092? That's 892. Am I still too blind? 892. Okay, I'm blind. That white car. Should have just counted 10 cars. So that would have been better. And you heard that little beep for a second. The remote lets you know when you're slipping the wheels, which is good. Now, a lot of people, when they uncouple, they'll close both of these air valves. You don't really want to do that, because when you do that, you're bottling the air, which means these cars that you're parking can still free roll. But when you blow the air, like I just did, then that sets all of the brakes into emergency, basically. It locks down the train. That's really the way to do it. Actually, the railroad that I worked on, the little short line, if you bottled the air, you would be out of a job, because that is very against the rules. Because it's not safe. Larger screen, yeah. Well, you know what would help me a lot? And I'm just too stubborn to do it, is I need new glasses. These glasses, they're my newest glasses, but the frames, they're old enough that the frames themselves fell apart, and I actually had to take the lenses, and I managed to fit them in a pair of my grandfather's old glasses. Popped out his lenses, popped in mine. I had to actually take a pair of pliers and bend the frames a little bit to make them fit. But these lenses are probably from, I don't know how old they are. Probably 2005, something like that. So yeah, they're like 15 years old. Your eyes change over time. I need glasses, but I could get them too. I have insurance, but I just never did. Maybe I should stop the train. Ah, there's Sturgeon. Yeah, I know. I don't announce it soon enough or anything. I'm bad like that. I need to come up with a schedule and stuff. And once again, as usual, when I decide to stream Derail Valley, I thought this switching stuff with the trains would take me maybe like, I don't know, a half hour. No, I started at like 3:30. It's now after 5. We're still switching. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to start up the steam engine. Well, no, it's only 5 o'clock. We'll be able to run the steam engine still. Switching takes a while. But I like it. It's good money. The smaller switching jobs I'm not bothering doing. Those aren't worth it. But these big ones are. Okay. For as much as I like trains, before I discovered Derail Valley, I didn't really play much train games. I play Railroad Tycoon 3 a lot, but that's more of a strategy game, and you know, there's the whole money side of the game you got to worry about. The trains are just like part of the game. It's not really about trains, Railroad Tycoon 3. It kind of is, but it's more about all the logistics of it and running the business. It's about, you know, Tycoon. It's a Tycoon game. And I've played Trains with a Z on the end, Simulator 12. I've done a lot of track building and building my own map in that game. I don't really actually run the train much. Oh god, what track are we going to? G2. That's the other way. Hi there, Lucy. How you doing? We're just switching out the rail cars, basically. But then when I found Derail Valley, oh man, I was all in. Love this game. It's great. I think even if I had the money to get, you know, one of the newest train simulator games like Train Sim World or whatever, and you know, spend all the money on that plus all the little microtransactions and stuff to get the route you want and the trains that you want, I think I would still end up liking this better. This is so much more hands-on. With the train simulator games, most of the trains are like pretty modern, and you're just basically in the cab and working a few buttons. Basically, it's kind of like working a computer almost, which is because that's what modern trains are like. Really, that's interesting. That just disappears. Oh, we ran out of the tape, and I don't have the other tapes with me. They're in the steam engine. I'll have to play my music as well. Just after I park this. I don't think I'm anywhere near the time bonus anyway, but we'll see. The CN add-on, yeah. Oh no, what's wrong with this PT now? You got to tear it all apart? I thought it was pretty much done. PT is a Chrysler PT Cruiser. We like to talk about mechanical things a lot. Torque set bolts, oh god, yes. Actually, I can leave this here. Tape's done anyway. Mom's PT. I want to replace the stupid what do you call it? The risers or whatever, the little shock absorbers that hold open the tailgate. You know, they don't. In the summer they kind of work, but the one of them sticks real bad. Yeah, I didn't get it. Get the time bonus. I should, yeah. I got to get back into streaming more. It's just life and motivation. It's the thing. It still needs a water pump, so you got to tear apart. The water pump's tied in with the. Let me play music. Water pump's tied in with the timing belt. Oh boy. Better do the timing belt too. Beep beep beep. Yes, yes, the money was ready to take. Okay, I think. Yeah, that was all the switching stuff that I wanted to do. Water pump, timing belt, pulleys, power steering pump too? Oh, jeez. Hoses, mounts. Well, once you're all done with that, with his car, then, hey, you know how to do the timing belt. You'll have to come up here and do this one too. I always tease him about that. Oh god. Well, I can do the rear door struts, I just need the stupid... It's a Torx head. I think it's a T... Said it right on Amazon, people were saying it in the comments. I think it's like a T55. I used to have a few of those, but they never made it to this house. Commuter train to steel mill, probably not gonna happen. I don't know what you're gonna say. I will be right back though. Hold on. I have a habit of turning it. I take off my glasses to go to the bathroom or whatever, and then I have to find the button to mute the mic, and then I can't see. I'm back, but I'm about to remute my mic because I got myself something, a little snack. I mean, you can see this, it's called a fatty. It's a meat stick, a smoked meat stick. Sweetwood Smokehouse, original. My sister, for my birthday, got me a whole big box of these. They're really good. And what I really like about them, besides they taste really good, but as opposed to like Slim Jims and other beef jerky, they're not hard. They're actually pretty soft. That's good because my teeth aren't that great. Usually I don't have as many teeth. So the jerky is a lot harder to eat. It's really good jerky, but it's a lot harder to eat. When was my birthday? It was July 12th. I think I said it in the Discord. I might not have. I don't care about my birthday much at all. I usually don't mention it or anything. Oh, wow, okay, cool. I'm July 12th, and my sister is 3 years older, but she's born July 17th. And then I have a bunch of friends that we would play D&D with, and then we did all sorts of stuff together. And we're all July babies. All July. Oh, June. Okay. Anywho, I will mute my mic for a minute. So we've got some options here. What I'm thinking about doing is we've got all of this stuff going to Machine Factory. 300 tons plus 120 tons plus 210 tons. My hazmat 3, yeah, I can do all this now. And then I've got this set of box cars to the farm, which is another 240 tons, so I just added it all up with the calculator, and then works out to 882 tons. The steam engine can handle 1,000 tons on flat territory. The problem is that the main line heading out of the harbor here is a very steep uphill. Like pretty much right from here all the way to here. This whole section is really steep climb. I've done it with like around 800 tons before. 882 is really pushing it. The steam engine on its own. Oh, Battlefield 1, yeah, you mentioned that before. How does Prime Gaming, though? I've never... Is that like an app? Because I get... It's a website then? Yeah. Because I get little things on Twitch, whenever I get on Twitch, all these different things from Prime Gaming, and it's always like, you know, boxes for, like, loot boxes and loot crates and stuff for games that I don't play. But if you could actually get a game... I mean, I don't know if I would ever play it. It's first-person shooter. I'm god-awful at shooters. I've gotten like halfway through Half-Life with Half-Life 2. Okay, muting me for a little bit. Half-Life 1 I never had. I only ever had 2. I'm excited for the upcoming farming sim. Oh, American map, huh? Not really. The only farming sim game I have still is Farming Sim 15. Like, I'm kind of not crazy about how they come up with a new farming sim every 2 years. It's a little bit seems like milking the system, but they do add a lot each time, too. Yeah, there's a 15, 17, 19, and I guess this one's going to be, what, 21? Might be 22 because of the pandemic. They had to push it back a year. I like Farming Sim, but I don't get into it enough to keep buying newer ones. Like, I haven't played it in a while, but I will, if I decide to play some farming, I will still get into Farming Sim 15, and I'll still enjoy it just as much as I enjoyed it when I first got it, you know? I don't really care about having the newest one so much. Although, I'm guessing if I went up from Farming Sim 15 to 22, I would notice a lot of difference. Oh, Mom. Oh, thank you, Mom. Sorry, I was checking Facebook for a second, and For some reason, I usually don't bother, but I actually bothered to link my stream and my Discord to my Facebook account. Well, you know, made a post for it, and of course my mom liked them both. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks, Mom, for the like. They can be they can get boring, the farming games, but I like them. I'll play them for a while, and then I'll get a little burned out. Then I won't play them again for a while. But especially now with the new rig, I can get the mirrors all work. I used to have to turn the graphics down a lot for the game to run better, and then the mirrors were just blurry messes. But even when the mirrors aren't blurry, you can't adjust them, and they're annoyingly out too wide, mirrors. So a lot of stuff that I want to do in first person, I can't really do. And obviously you can play it third. Most people almost always do everything in third person in Farming Sim, but I try to do as much as I can at first. But yeah, I might get back into Farming Sim a bit here and there. That's something I could stream. I streamed it. Have I streamed it this year at all? Streamed it back before I fixed up the computer. So what do you guys think? You think I'm up for the challenge of trying to get 882 tons out of the harbor? Up that freaking steep grade. I think if I back the train up back past the end of the E yard, the big yard back there, and really make sure... See, the problem is this curve here. You can't really do much more than 40 miles an hour around that curve. And then you're hitting the hills at like 40. I mean, is it worth it? It's another. I guess it's more the challenge than the money. It's only an extra $9,000 to bring that set of boxcars. Yeah, go for it. Okay, you've made up my mind. I'm gonna have to get that firebox really freaking hot. That's for sure. Gonna have to get that firebox really hot. So let's get the train together then. So we're still gonna be using the switchers for a bit to just put the train together. Now I put the cabooses part at the end of this track. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna put the train together, I guess. Actually, I should put the train together on E. You know what? It doesn't matter. I can come out of this yard. It doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm probably going to put the train together from... Now, if this was real life, these boxcars are empty. Everything else is loaded. In real life, you would want to put the boxcars down at the end of the train so that you don't string line around curves. String lining is when you yank all of the empties over, because if you put the empties up at the front and then you got a lot of heavy stuff behind the empties and you're pulling around a curve, the centrifugal force, or whatever you want to call it, you'll just pull those empties straight over to try to make a straight line across the curve. It's called string lining. Norfolk Southern did it like 2 or 3 times in 1 year on the horseshoe curve. They kept doing it for some reason. I guess the computer was telling them to put the empties in the front, and they followed what the computer said to do. It didn't work out too good, or maybe they had shovers at the back end of the train and they thought that would be good enough. But anyway, this isn't real life. String lining doesn't happen in this game, so I'm going to put these empties at the front because it's going to be the first stop, the farm. Yeah, Krong, he gets into these funks where he doesn't go online for months and months on end, and everybody's like, where is he? And then he just shows up one day. Yeah. We miss him. Krong's kind of weird like that. He's also very busy. I think he has an online job. I don't know if it's online, or I think he works from home. But he gets really, really busy with work, so that's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna put the other stuff down at the end with the caboose, and it's gonna get dark, and I'm gonna be switching in the dark. Right, these are the acetylenes. FH51. Yes. Okay, I'm not gonna care about what order I put these all going to machine factory in, because I won't know until I start all the jobs anyway. So 51, yes. The other one is 23. The red ones. That's all the acetylene that's here. Yeah, Denish, I haven't seen him either. I haven't streamed a whole lot either, though. Yeah, well, I'm the train guy. That makes sense. Page 26. No. Okay, so I just need that acetylene from E yard. Where did I leave the engines? I left them in G, right? Locked on the handbrakes already? What else are they shoving these around with the handbrakes? I don't know. Okay, there's my string of boxcars, but that I want last. FH49? Okay, FH49 I want. LH, no. No, those are empties. Oh man, I have to go through all the different yards to get the loads that I want here. Page 49. Okay, that's acetylene, that's acetylene. Oh, okay, it's only one string of... So where's the other set of acetylene? That's probably in D yard. It's gotta be. Process of elimination. Yeah, there it is. Page 23. Yeah. Okay. Boy, this is a lot of stuff we're bringing up to freaking machine factory at once. Time is at 6 o'clock. I got like an hour to get this stupid train together. It's gonna take a while. Okay, I'm not using the radio anymore in game, so that's one thing I don't have to worry about moving around. Little cheetah men. Oh, wait a minute. What's the train that I want here? Oh. Page 49. I guess that was right. Yes. Oh no, where did... I know I'm not using the radio anymore, but where did I leave it? Left it on the ground, didn't I? Better grab it. I guess if I leave town, it'll just go to the lost and found, but I don't want to do that. Yes, epic music. I love Cheetah Men. Action 52, that's the only good thing about Action 52 is Cheetah Men. And even that, the game wasn't that great, but the music was good. Sure, the brakes are all off. Let me get my radio. Where'd I leave it? Left it on the ground from parking these cars. Uh-oh. That's where I left it. The tape ran out. Nope. Guys, where'd I leave the radio? I kind of want to not leave it on the ground somewhere, but I totally could just leave it on the ground and leave the area, and then it'll show up in the lost and found, but I don't really want to waste a lot of time for it. Didn't I leave? I feel like I left it on the ground. This is the set of cars that I just parked. It's probably in C, actually. On the ground in C. Let's, You just found dark mode? Oh man, I use dark mode for everything. Yeah. I can't live without dark mode. All the different bright things. Even Facebook, thankfully, has a dark mode. It took them a while. And I was really getting tired of Facebook with their bright white and blue all over the place. Just, you bring up Facebook, and if you're in a dark room, it would just light up the room just from the brightness of Facebook. And I was like, oh god. But now they have dark mode. Yeah. It took them a while, but they're finally adding dark mode to a lot more things. Guess we'll go over to D. Get the acetylene. Even my antivirus Malwarebytes has a dark mode now. It's just something that everything needs to have. Discord, of course. Oh, and I missed your message, Sturgy, about Need for Speed Heat. You didn't like it? Yeah, it's too arcadey, Need for Speed. Then again, I'm not into racing games much at all, so I'd probably like it because it is too arcadey. Yeah, Forza is kind of arcadey too, I think. It's not as much of a sim, I think. But Forza's pretty good, yeah. Main Forza, okay. Oh, okay. And Horizon is not the main Forza? I don't know anything about Forza. I know I used to watch what's his name? Fail Race. He played Forza a lot. He did GTA racing more, but which was of course very arcadey. Gran Turismo. Oh, okay. Casuals. That's what I would be. I'm very casual. I need to play. What am I doing? I need to play the one that you gave me, Need for Speed Underground Racing 2. That was the one me and my friends used to play a lot, but it was the PlayStation 2, not the PC version. And I have it set up. It does work. I just didn't really do much with it. Gran Turismo, you're getting there. The only Gran Turismo game I played was the first one on the PlayStation. I still have it. I actually played it on my PlayStation, I don't know, a few months ago I played it for a bit. It was fun to play after so long. Oh, you know what? Is 3 the one that's called A-Spec? I think I have that somewhere. I never played it, but I have it. That's for PlayStation 2. Oh boy. 3 is A-Spec, yeah. I have it. It's buried somewhere, but I have it. Okay. I never actually tried it. I'm not huge into racing usually. I gotta be in the right mood for it to try it. I was never very good at it. I do like Gran Turismo 1 on PlayStation just because I used to play it all the time. I remember what car I used to drive too. I used to drive. It was a used car that you could buy. It was was it a Supra? Yeah, Toyota Supra, but it was like I don't know, 92 or 89 Supra. It was still like squarish looking. It's an old, even for that game period, it was an old car. Hi there, Helly, how you doing? Yes, that's this game. Spec copy from an arcade. I guess the older ones are. Yeah. Well, they're not all copies of arcade. Some of them were made for the console. Like a good picture of that would be Outrun versus Rad Racer. Outrun was arcade games, and then they got ported. It got ported to C64 and Super Nintendo and Genesis and all that. Rad Racer, though. Rad Racer was made specifically. Oh, I'm in D yard. I'm in being stupid. Okay. No, I don't need to stop here. Rad Racer was made specifically for NES. That's why it's not as harsh. Like Outrun is very difficult. It's very demanding. Like if you're like a couple seconds off getting to the flag and Outrun, that's it, game over. Whereas Rad Racer, when you run out of time, it's like your fuel runs out, but you can still coast for a little while, so you still might make it to that flag. I'm being a super realistic train driver right now. Just, you know, standing on top of the containers of the train. I'm being lazy. Yeah, you can do that with the remote, though. That's one thing I really want to see them add to this game, is grab irons and ladders and stuff to all the different cars in the engine, so you can actually grab onto stuff instead of having to use the little teleport button. Like a ladder, well no, this wouldn't have a ladder because it's a container, but like like a ladder on the boxcar. There is a ladder there, but you can't use it. And then you could actually climb to the top instead of just doing that, you know. One day, I think they'll do it, but it's not really a priority. Bear in the grass. Now we're crossing the streams, getting the trucks in. That's something that a lot of people want added to ATS, actually, is the old CB stuff from 18 Wheels of Steel. It gets a little repetitive, but if they did add it, I'd want it to be like the one specifically in 18 Wheels of Steel across America. I need to stream that someday, just to show all the different games. But that one, when somebody talks on the CB, it's both, it says it down on the bottom, and on top of that, there's a little image, like a little video image, of the truck that's talking to you, which is really deep. It's more than just a line, a sentence on the bottom, you know? And that's one of the older 18 Wheels of Steel games. I don't know why they got rid of that for the newer ones. I guess maybe it was a little too graphically intensive or something. But if they did that with ATS, I'd want that. Actually, ATS now has a CB radio, but only when you're in a convoy mode. Because that's new with 141. That's out now, 141. I had to go through all my mods and figure out what was still working. But you can do a convoy with other players now. It's kind of like the multiplayer mod, but it's I think it has a pretty hard limit of how many players you can have and stuff. But what's neat is it's multiplayer, but there's still AI traffic. And the multiplayer mod, it's like much more unlimited about how many players can be on the server, but there's no AI traffic. So if you're in an area where there's not many other players driving, then it's just dead. So I might try the whole convoy thing with ATS. The thing is, you can't have any mods if you want to do convoy on ATS. Everything's got to be stock for that one. So I'd have to make a new profile, and I'd have to drive one of those modern, quiet trucks that I don't like as much. Maybe there's some mods that you can get away with. Like, I'd at least want the HUD mod. The, probably Peterbilt 389 is what I would drive. But I would still want I want at least the minimal... What's it called? The HUD. It's the HUD. Basically, it gets rid of that stupid square in the lower right-hand corner with the map that's always there. Instead, it just puts a line across the top. Because most of the trucks, they all have GPS on the dashboard, so you don't need that. Okay, should I shove this back further? I feel like we're putting together a pretty long train. Let's go back to the crossing at least. There's W900. The W900's nice too. What's that, Discord? If anybody wants the Discord, just put in exclamation mark Discord. Okay. Oh, okay. Am I gonna set any handbrakes on this? Just gonna come in with more stuff. Just set the caboose, I guess. There it is. Okay, so now we need... I've got one of the... I've got the tankers, I've got one of the acetylines. I just need the other acetylene and the boxcars. Okay. I think we'll grab the boxcars first. They're in G yard. This is going to be quite the challenge to get out of the harbor with. Let's get some speed. Car. There is a hand cart, which can be fun. And it doesn't cost anything to spawn the hand cart and then clear it when you're done using it. Oh, like a regular car to drive? Well, I mean, it's not a car game, though. What would be nice is to see some traffic. Like all these crossings that I keep blowing the whistle for. They're very dead. It'd be nice to see some cars flying by. Supposedly, they're going to be adding mod support for models. It's pretty far down the line of development, but eventually people are going to be able to make their own models, like their own train models and stuff, and somebody will probably come up with a car that runs on the rails. Convoy. We'll have to think about that and figure it out. Maybe I'll on my own time set up my wheel. Well, usually when I'm on my own time, I usually play in World of Warcraft, but set up my wheel and start up a vanilla profile and play it a bit, and then think about that. Oh, we're going to G now. Yeah, we'd have to add each other as friends on Steam, which I don't mind. I don't have any Steam friends anyway. I think that's how it works. I don't know. I'd have to play with it. I don't know how it works yet. Where are those boxcars? All the way over? I think they're all the way over, yeah. Yeah, we got a couple of regulars that would play. We'd have to figure out what states we each have access to, and because I have all the states, but most people probably don't. Okay, okay. Well, that'll even with the base game that gives you 3 states. That's California, New Mexico. No, not New Mexico. California, Arizona, and Nevada. And California did get reworked recently, so. You have Washington, Oregon, and New Mexico. Yeah. Well, we'll probably stick with the main 3. Anyway, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe someday I'll fiddle around with it and figure it out. I never really did the MP mod. It was kind of scary to me. I don't know, I'm weird like that. Social interactions, but with you guys, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing. Okay, those are off. I wouldn't ruin. Actually, I wouldn't mind exploring California more because, like I said, they just reworked California. I don't know what parts they reworked, but they did rework a lot with it. I wonder if the states ever go on sale. Like, the main base game goes on sale, American Truck Sim. But I don't know if the states ever go on sale, like the DLCs. Yeah. And sometimes when I watch like Northern Alex doing convoys, the MP mod or whatever. Where am I going? We're gonna eat. But they all have the same skins on their trucks, or at least the same color combinations. It's all red and white with Northern Alex. And then they all have like matching trailers because they have owned trailers, and it's like, oh, that's neat. But it's cool, but it's not really necessary. But I guess it does make sense, especially when you're stuck with all the just vanilla trucks anyway. So you know you can all get the same skins. I really shouldn't be tacking all of these freaking boxcars on this train. Like, see right here, there's a ladder that goes right up to the roof, and you can't grab onto it. You have to teleport to the top of the train. Someday. Turn my headlight on. Yep, that's where we're going. No, that's not where we're going. We gotta get the acetylene. Did I set the switches for the acetylene already? No. It's a little platform you can stand on here. The brake wheel. Yeah, if host at all states, the other ones could drive through the states just when you're in convoy. That would be awesome. Yep, our truck music. Did I line up the switches for the acetylene? I think I did. We're gonna find out. Just the load route, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like if the host is going to a specific route to a specific state, the other people would be able to follow with them just for that. That would be neat, but it would probably be able to be exploited. Nope, this isn't the right track. I was hoping that past Red Bear set the switches for the acetylene, but he did not. Past Red Bear did not do that. Acetylene. There they are. That's gotta be it, right? FH51. Yeah. One track over. Boy, I'm glad I have the remote. I can just do this. If I didn't have the remote, I'd have to go up in the cab of the engine and try to guess how far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars is to pull up forward. But with the remote, I can just do this. Boy, these boxcars, they're empty, but they're still kind of heavy. They're like 230 tons, just the boxcars. I really shouldn't be trying to tack them onto this train, but I am. You gonna stop? Wait a minute. What track? Why didn't I look at the number track? It's this one. 7. Okay. I was worried I didn't pull up enough, but I did. This little platform. I think my power supersedes yours. I would hope so, anyway. Being that it's my channel. Actually, if you do Red Bear 773 without the in the beginning, then nothing will happen. That account doesn't exist anymore. That used to be my account, but I don't even remember why now. But something wasn't working with streaming with my Red Bear 773 account, and for some reason I got fed up with it and deleted the account. This was years and years and years ago. And so now nobody can ever make an account called just Red Bear 773. Because for some reason the account still exists, but it's deleted. It's weird. So I made, for a while I was Red Bear Smashes. And then when they came up with the function to the ability to change your name on Twitch, then I changed it to the Red Bear 773. No, don't try to ban me. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work, but don't do it anyway. Schedule the convoy, yeah. Well, let me play around with it and see how it works first. Still in this like opus of figuring out when this guy is going to come to my neighbor's house and pick up his riding mower to take to the shop, and whatever day that's going to be, me and my neighbor have to push it from the shed all the way out to the driveway and put it up in the front for him to pick up. And it's kind of hard trying to figure out what day it is, and every day we're like, well, I'm gonna call him tomorrow and see if he's gonna pick it up. And so every day I'm like, oh man, can I stream? Am I gonna have to stop and run in next door and push a riding mower around? It kind of leaves me up in the air like that. I have everything now, right? Just making sure. Deleted names are free to use after 6 months. I tried to change my name on Twitch about the time that I changed it to the Red Bear 773. I tried to change it to just Red Bear 773, and it said that name is unavailable. I was like, okay, whatever. Oh, okay. Well, that'll give me time to mess around with it. I'm going into the going into the pasture yard now. I know what I'm doing. It took me like a half hour to get this train together. Jesus. It's the pasture yard. Yes. Sure. Yeah, the birds. As soon as I turn these lights on, the birds start going nuts. Drives me nuts. And I'm talking too, so the birds gotta talk. I really want to just move them downstairs someday, but oh no, they'd be in the way and they'd be messy, and I'm like, well, they're not my birds. This is my room. But it just is what it is. I'm kind of... Well, sharing the room is not the right way to put it. It's my room, but I guess sharing the space in the room for somebody else's storage, basically. And one of the storage is the birds. This room was, when we first moved into this house, we just called this room the bird room. Because Mom's big bird was in here too. She has a big African gray bird in a big huge cage that takes up like half this room. It's a big cage. Actually, it's not that big. Well, it's pretty big. It's like floor to ceiling. Like, it's big enough that I couldn't like bring it in through a door. I had to take it apart just to get it in the room, and then put it together in the room. And there was barely enough room to get the top of the cage together. But eventually, and we should have done this from the very beginning. Eventually, I measured things, and I said, you know what, Mom? This cage fits downstairs in the like living room, dining room area. If we just move things around a little bit, it'll fit down there. And we did. And then he started, the bird, Smokey, started like talking a bit more because he was finally around the people all the time. When he was up in this room, oh, there goes the wheels. When he was up in this room, Mom would go in the room sometimes and talk to him and stuff, but most of the time, the only thing that Smokey heard was the other birds squawking away. So what did Smokey do all the time? He squawked like the other birds because, you know, copycats, that's what birds are. So all that time we could have had him downstairs learning to talk, but he was up in this room. And back then we had, there's more birds in this room. This was, Smokey was here, and then there was this cockatiel that's still here. 2 parakeets. We're down to 1 parakeet now. The other one died. And then, why did I hit the brakes that much? Oops. And then there was another bird. What was it? Oh yeah, there was Jack, the sun conure. That bird was extremely loud, squawking. These birds are nothing compared to what Jack was. He was just like a crow almost. He was so loud. Oh my god. And he was nasty too. He would bite Mom's fingers and stuff. Sometimes she would get him to be nice, but for the most part he was pretty nasty. And finally she found somebody to give him away to, and then that guy ended up giving him to somebody else. It was like, yeah, we warned you. This bird is nuts. I feel like I'm still missing something. Oh, okay, no, there's the other settling. We're gonna inspect this train now and make sure we got everything. And then there was one other bird. There was a Quaker parrot, and he was green, and he was really nasty. He actually, if he got out of his cage, he would go on the other cages, and he actually, one of the parakeets was like standing on the edge of the cage. I don't know why the parakeet didn't freaking move, but he bit the parakeet's feet so bad he bit off a couple of its toes. And I was like, oh man. So that bird, gone. But yeah, my mom's got a big thing with animals, and she's got a big heart for animals, but it's just so much work to take care of. And it's costly, too. Okay, FH23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we've got, so that is the last one. Now we've got the tankers up next. FH49, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again. FH what? 49? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're gonna have the other settling, FH51, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, this is the first set. We have LH25, which is at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11 cars, but it could be more because that's all that fits on the sheet here. Could be more than that. So at least 11 boxcars. You got Bully Bird here. That bird from hell. 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As long as they keep saying 25, 10, 11. Yeah, it was more than 11 cars. 25, 12 cars. Okay. Whew. Now, this end I'm going to set some handbrakes now. Brakes on the other end of this car. Do 3 cars. Well, we'll do 4 because they're right next to each other anyway. Okay, now we can take off the handbrake on the caboose back there before I forget about it, because I just remembered. Yeah, we shouldn't be walking on the top of those. The boxcars, it makes sense to walk on the top of. The other ones, not so much. I've got 4 handbrakes on the head end, so I don't need a handbrake here. More. Okay. So this is our whole train. It's a pretty long train. Actually, it's... Yeah, it's pretty long. I was gonna say it's not super long, but it's pretty long. It's like the whole length of the main track going through the passenger yard. That's pretty long. Okay, so we set 4 handbrakes. I'm gonna do a pro gamer move, a very dangerous move, and bottle the air. So you close both valves instead of just one. And now the brakes are still released on these cars, which means if any of those handbrakes pop off, they could potentially roll. But I'm doing that so that when I bring in the steam engine, I don't have to pump up the air again. Best kind of chocobo. I'm guessing that's, well, tube. deciding that it's Chocobo though. Forgot that they added the caboose. Yeah, the caboose is nice. I love it. Yep, the passenger cars are nice. It's all mods. Although these passenger cars, these are kind of messed up because this should be red. The skins are wrong. That was me messing up, putting in the skins. Yeah, see, it needs to be something that should be red. Like New York O&W Mountaineer, that works. And then blue, you got Baltimore and Ohio. Pensy. Got the President train there. I think the green ones are called Presidentials. I love the passenger cars. Yeah, they're nice. Unfortunately, these long ones, these stock long ones, derail really easily. You know what? We'll make the red ones New Haven. Oh. Oh, it's a green one. Oops. Reskin. I don't know why I'm bothering reskinning them. I'm not running them anyway. That's a mod. It's called... Actually, there's a mod called Flashlight Mod, but they never updated it. So you can't actually... You're supposed to be able to buy the flashlight in one of the shops, but you can't. They never updated it. So this mod is called DV Nightlight, I think. And it works. But the flashlight would be an actual item that you hold. But I guess that didn't get updated. And the whole day-night cycle is, oh, what's the mod called? Procedural Sky? Pro Sky? It's nice, but if you don't have a beefy computer, you're not going to be able to run it. Half-Life 2 slash. Yeah, I never noticed that. The annoying thing with it, though, is to turn the light on and off. Okay, so I'm done with the diesels now. Yeah. To turn the light on and off, the key binding for it is Shift T. Not just T, Shift T. And that's kind of annoying. I think maybe I could probably go into the mod and change it, but I never bothered. Hard Truck Apocalypse music. F-24. Well, they should have just given you an easy option to change the key binding. I think that's the joke, Sergi. Well, maybe Shift F12 was F24, maybe. Oh, this needs to go back to Switch. I am too sometimes. Or maybe I just assume something's a joke that I'm not getting. Oh, okay. So what, you can do like probably a command to do it. Okay, so it wasn't a joke. Mods for Hard Truck Apocalypse? I believe it. I'd like the mod that makes it freaking work better on Windows 10. I still gotta someday do that just to see if I can get to the ending. Because we streamed all the way through it, and then when we got to the ending, it just kept crashing. Oh yeah, less practical than Shift T, yeah. Yep. I'm trying to think of what button I would like the flashlight on if I could change it. Probably backspace. Thinking if backspace does anything, yeah. Backspace would be nice. I've changed all the key bindings from the original, which was a pain in the ass because in this game, if you want to change the key bindings, where am I going? Why am I going into the sea yard? Oh, you know what? At first, I was thinking that I was just brain dead and going into the wrong yard, which I kind of was. I meant to go into the roundhouse, you see, but I actually did come here on purpose. Yeah, actually, I can turn off this engine. Oh, didn't throw the switch, but I did actually come here on purpose because I want to look for the boombox. I left it on the ground somewhere. But I changed all the keybinds around, which you have to go into the game files and find the document that has all the keybinds listed and change it that way. And actually type in the keybinds that you want, which is a little wacky, but I mean it works. But it should just be a thing in the menu to do it, but you know. You guys see boombox laying around on the ground anywhere? Nope. Ah. Oh well. We'll just leave town and it'll pop up in the I set it down somewhere. It'll pop up in the Lost and Found. Anyway, I'm left-handed, and I'm left-handed to the point of using the mouse with the left hand, which anytime I ever tell somebody that, they always just look at me like I got 4 eyeballs. Like, what? You use the mouse with the left hand? I'm like, yes, I'm that left-handed. Like, a lot of left-handed people still use the mouse with the right hand. And so anyway, the problem with that is, as far as key binding is concerned, everybody wants to use, you know, the pro gamer way to move around in any game is to do WASD. I can't do WASD. It makes no sense to me because my left hand's always on the mouse. So I always have to change it back to the old arrows on the right side. And then there's some games that don't let you change it, and it's like it's only WASD, and I'm like, how do I do that? Yeah. Oh, okay, you're left-handed, but you still use the mouse. Yeah, I think most lefties still use the mouse with the right hand. Whenever I like show a picture of my computer and I've got the mouse on the left side of the keyboard, everybody looks at it like, what is wrong with you? Why is the mouse there? And I'm like, it's just where it is. Oh, Lord. But like WSD, I can't do that. And then I always end up, what I use all the time with my right hand is the numpad. The numpad is very useful. I always put stuff on the numpad. That's how I go through all these with the numpad, and then delete, insert that set of 6 keys up over the arrows. That's what I'll use for the throttle and the brakes and stuff. Get a keyboard that is mirrored. Oh, so WASD would be over on the... Oh man, that would be even weirder. Maybe if I did that when I was first starting out with using a keyboard. But boy, if I did that now. I'd be so screwed up. That would be a bad idea if you did that right in the beginning when you first started using a keyboard. Just mirror it. What I'd like to find, and I've seen them around before, but they're pretty expensive usually, is a separate keypad, like the numlock keypad, so that you can put it wherever you want. Like, I was going to get something like that for when I'm using the wheel with driving before I set up the other thing. But the thing with that is, if you got a separate numpad, or there's also keyboards where the numpad is detachable, but it would be the same keys as you know, it's not like you'd be adding a bunch of keys. It's the same thing. So I guess what I would really want would be a controller that adds a bunch more buttons. Which is what I got with my old wheel that I put in front of a wooden shifter box that I made. Nope, no one knows what you're eating. This is lined up. Oh, right, there's a steam engine there. I think I'm gonna be super cheap. Oh, you got one of those gaming mice with a bunch of buttons? A left-handed version of the... Yeah, yep. I remember looking for one of those. The mouse I'm using now has 2 little extra buttons on the side. But they're on the left side of the mouse because most people would use the mouse with the right hand and that's where their thumb would be. Me, when I use the mouse, those freaking side buttons, I hate them so much because my, what is that, the ring finger is always resting on that side of the mouse. So I would always hit those stupid side buttons by mistake. So, and when you're browsing browsing the internet, those side buttons do back and forward on like Google Chrome. So, oh my god, it drove me nuts. I finally found some external program. I don't even remember what it's called. X input maybe? And I got it just so that I could disable those 2 stupid buttons on the side of the mouse. Yeah, I always wanted to get one of those for WoW. I never did. I do pretty good with the numpad with WoW. Actually, I'm one of the WoW characters I'm playing is a Warlock, which I'm playing WoW Classic a lot, and I never played Warlock back in the day. I played most everything else, but not Warlock. And probably the only race that I never played was human. I still don't have a human. I don't know. I don't like humans. It's just there's so many neat races and stuff. Why would you be a human? I don't know. They do have their own good storylines and stuff too, but whatever. But anyway, with the Warlock, especially in Classic, WoW has been dumbed down so much more recently. But in Classic, there's a lot of stuff you have to do. And she's only my Warlock is only level 17, 18 now, and there's already a lot of different... There's Drain Soul, Drain Life, which is 2 different buttons, and that's going to get more and more complicated the more and more I play it. I don't know how much I'll play her, because I usually just kind of settle into my Pally or my Druid. Yeah, the back forward buttons are the ones that drive me nuts, Sturgy. But they're disabled now. They don't drive me nuts anymore because I figured out how to frickin' disable them. I had to get a different program. I think it's called X Input, the program that I got, just to disable those buttons. It's supposed to be so that you can program those buttons to do whatever you want, but I did it just so that I could program them to be nothing. Oh boy, Sans is here. Epic moving the train around. This music's a little too epic for what's going on right now, I have to admit. I don't want to be New York Central anymore. Let's see, if anybody has any preferences for what they want this engine to be skinned as. We've got Baltimore and Ohio President, that's the green one. green Baltimore, Ohio. We got royal blue, that's the blue Baltimore, Ohio. But we're not doing passengers, so that wouldn't make sense. This is starchy. Then we got Great Northern, which is pretty nice. Hello Dolly. Oh, that's that one I never even looked at yet. But that really just matches a specific set of passenger cars. New York City is New York City. New York Central is what it is now. New York, Ontario, and Western Mountaineers, the red Mountaineer one, they match the passenger cars. And then OMW Plain is just that. It's just black that says OMW, which is what I'm going to do it unless somebody else wants something. There's also, oh, I'm not done yet. There's also Pennsylvania Railroad Dirty. Of course, it's dark, you can barely see these. Pennsylvania Railroad Striped, and the Daylight, which is really pretty, but it really just goes along with specific passenger cars. That's good. And derail your train and lock closed during your cylinder cocks, yes. I'll give you some time to think about skins, but we're gonna shove this thing back for now. Yeah, it makes sense. And I've got an O&W caboose on the end, too. That doesn't really matter too much. I made some caboose skins, but it's pretty limited what kind of skins you can put on the caboose, because the one side of the caboose is mirror image of the other side. So you can't put lettering on the caboose because it'd be backwards on one side. I'm checking my phone one more time. He's 7 o'clock now. He's on the call. Oh wow, it's 7 o'clock. You know what? I don't have a hard limit of when I have to stop streaming, so we're gonna at least try to move this frickin' train up the hill before I stop streaming. I didn't know I had this many hours of just switching duty to do, but I should have expected it because we're in the harbor. There's so much you can do in the harbor. Yeah, mobile might be delayed a bit. I'm glad this remote is working in the dark. Sometimes it's kind of 50-50 with this procedural sky mod. Sometimes, because it's dark, the remote won't charge up, so the battery just goes right down. Then you have to put it in the caboose and try to charge it back up, which I guess makes sense because it's dark out. But other times, like today, it's charging just as if the sun was out, so whatever. Yeah. I remember when Twitch first started actively adding delay, because that wasn't always a thing. And the delay was like close to 20 seconds, and then they dialed it back. They're like, okay. But the streamer does have an option to add more delay if they want to, but I never saw a reason to. I guess big-time streamers do that, so they have a more chance to deal with the chat, maybe. I think I'll ever be that big time. Really, we went from Sans Undertale to Echo the Dolphin. I've got shift change. But the brakes on that steam engine work good. Barely touched them. We just ground to a halt. It wasn't going that fast either, but still. Only got one engine running now on the diesels. And steam engine's heavy. Excited for convoy. Gonna definitely have to get my wheels set up and just start figuring out exactly what to do with that. Okay. Oh, it's on Pensy right now. Unless anyone objects, I'm gonna put it on OW. Plain. Oops. If you reskin the engine, it does the tender too if you have a matching tender, but if you're stupid and do the tender specifically, then you only get the tender. There we go. I need my shovel. Is in the caboose. We have enough. We got enough coal to start. Where's my lighter? This is the downside of having too many things in your hands. I'll never get tired of this silly way that you light the fire by throwing the lighter into the firebox and then magically you just get the lighter back. But if you miss throwing the lighter in the firebox, it gets stuck like around here, and then you have a heck of a time getting it back. That's only happened to me once, but people that play in VR, that happens to them a lot. It's a big pain to deal with. Okay, so we started that up. Let me get my shovel. Yeah. Oh, don't really have to wait for the wheel because the wheel is going to be nice, but actually there's going to be a learning period with me with the new wheel too, because I'm going to have to learn to shift. You know, shifting up won't be too hard, but shifting back down is going to be a little tricky. Especially when you have to switch from one set of 6 gears to, like, you know, you got 6 gears and then another 6 gears and then another 6 gears. So downshifting from like what would it be, 13 to 12 might be kind of tricky. I mean, I'll get used to it eventually, but it's a problem. This is a quick charger. Doesn't need to be charged right now, but I always just leave it there when I'm not using it anyway. I get my shovel. Close. Thank you. Also, something I think about with multiplayer when I start driving multiplayer, I'm used to using the Jake brake like a lot, the engine brake basically. And so if you're slowing down mostly with the Jake brake, well, the Jake brake doesn't put your brake lights on. Oh, we're almost out of coal. So if somebody's following a little too close and I start slowing down without putting the brakes, like, I'll have to remember to at least tap the foot brake too. Yeah, you're gonna be running into me. Is that full or empty? It should be full. I'm pretty sure I left it full. Lights are on, right? Why is that not? It's full, right? Yeah. Yeah, empty lights up as bright, so it's too full right now. Okay. So it's starting to heat up. Gotta build up that steam. Alright. Got plenty of time because I gotta bring the diesels back anyway. It's kind of silly that I made a point to bottle the air when steam engine would be able to Okay, we got the... Yes. Almost didn't set the independent brake for the steam engine. That would have been a little silly. Anyway, by the time the steam engine's ready to go, it would have been able to release the brakes anyway, but, you know, whatever. Roll a dice who is in lead. Yeah, it doesn't have to be me. Actually, I would probably be happier if it wasn't. Of course, one of the issues with multiplayer is timing, because, you know, time zones are a thing, but this seems to be a good time slot. Afternoons for me. You seem to be around, and Denish was around. I haven't seen him as much lately. He's in Sturgey. Only one I can think of right off the top of my head that isn't usually around in the afternoon is old Rumsey. He shows up when I stream later. I don't even know if he has ATS, so... Why am I yawning? I slept pretty good last night. I've been sleeping a lot, though. Like, I can get a full night's sleep, and then I'll still, like, have a nap during the day, too. It's just been the way it's been for a while. I don't know why I'm bothering running all the way up to the switch, but I did. Right, yep. I think this time slot's been pretty good because, you know, I can start like early afternoon, and then I have basically a pre-planned stop time because it's dinner time soonish. Although I'm gonna stream longer now because I gotta see if I can move this massive train that we put together. I'm not gonna leave us with that much of a cliffhanger, but you know, and the other thing that works out is usually there's not many other people streaming in the afternoon. Like, I watch a lot of other streams, and I have a lot of like online friends that stream, and I don't want to stream when they're streaming, so it kind of works out better that way. Afternoons for me. Hey, the sun's coming up. Oh, that's good timing. Talking about timing. I mean, it's still raining, but the sun is coming up right as it's time to start trying to move this massive train with the steam engine. That's cool. This is the engine that's running, so we'll go through and fuel up the other one first. No, wait, that's the one that's running. Wow, I'm not only blind, I'm deaf, too. I thought I was in the engine that was running. It wasn't. It is easy to lose track of that, but... Okay, so we'll fill up the one I'm standing on first. all that switching work that we did with these, it's going to be a decent bill. How low is the diesel? Yeah, a little under half, and that's on both engines. So I had both running the whole time, just about. Yeah. Oh, good. I meant to start a bit earlier than I did, but that never really works out quite that well. Oh, there's Ironforge music in World of Warcraft. $4,500. That's not too bad times 2, so it's going to be about 9,000 total. For the amount of switching we did, that's probably ended up trying to bring out the the remote, and I already switched it with the shovel. But with the amount of switching that we did, that's not too bad, I guess. A little bit more too. Shove it down. Oh, this one's even worse. Down to about a quarter. Okay, so probably like 10,000. Oh, with the steam engine, when I brought it in before I started streaming, I brought it in and filled up the tender and stuff, and it was actually pretty good because I think the last run I did from the steam engine was down from the military base, and it's mostly downhill. So, I didn't use that much cold water, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm making out pretty good." And then I went to the kiosk to pay off my other fees, and the emissions bill. I must have done a lot of runs since the last time I paid it all off. The emissions bill for that steam engine was $7,700. It was like all 7,777. I was like, "Oh, good lord." Well, there goes all the money that I saved by running steam, because you can kind of. If you're really good with running steam, you can do it cheaper. You can use a lot less resources than the big diesel. The big diesel really sucks down the fuel. But then you get hit with the emissions, and it's like, well, there goes all the money that I just saved. I mean, the emissions bill is kind of silly if you ask me, but that's the way Europe is. Europe, the more emissions you produce, the more they fine you. Like, I think, what was it, BMW? Just got hit with, like, billions of dollars of fines because they didn't make their cars clean enough. I'm sure they're going to be able to fight that back and not have to pay it, but I just saw a Scotty video talking about that. I'm not going to start this quite yet because I don't know if the steamer's up to full steam, and I'm going to back it up. Yeah, I have a plan. Well, I don't know why I'm waiting to start the jobs, because it's not like I'm gonna get... It's not like I'm gonna get the freaking speedy bonus anyway. It's all about whether or not I'm even gonna make it up the freaking hill, let alone get there on time. Okay, so all the handbrakes are on the front end. Gotta get some more coal in there, and water probably. And, two. Back it up. I'm gonna back up all the way back to the entrance of E yard, which is the next yard over, and then we'll come out that way. That'll set all the switches to the main on the way out. And I want to hit 40 miles an hour before that frickin' curve and hill. Because, good lord, this is heavy. Oh, we're almost full steam. She needs more coal, of course. Makes sense. How's the water? Okay, now I can see the water level. Yep, it was a little too high before. That's okay. Well, at least the sun Well, I shouldn't say the sun's out, it's daytime. Well, hey, she started moving pretty good here. This is 882 tons we got on this train. Took a while to start chugging, though. I'm just guessing the end of the train is by the side of the crossing. Close, anyway. It's the crossing already, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, we were right at the crossing before we started. Oh well, doesn't matter. Well, I know we're on flat ground here, but we're moving pretty good for how heavy this train is. I don't even care about going too fast right now. Who knows where the end of the train is? Oh, can you imagine in real life running a train this long, just on your own? No conductor, no brakeman, just the engineer in the cab. Where's the end of the train at? Who knows? It's okay, there's no traffic anyway. Oh, water's getting low. Wonder if we'll be able to see the end of the train on this curve, but nope. Maybe if all the trees were dead and the snow comes... I wonder if they'll do the snow again next winter. That was fun for a while. We're gonna have to keep that firebox a lot hotter than normal. Now we're starting to go uphill a little bit, I think. Just backing up this way. So the end of the train is probably starting to go uphill. I just want to get past this switch. We're almost there. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get out of here. Chug, 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 chug. Oh, nice! Lucy, you just got me on the living room TV chugging away. Nice. Okay. Everything's set to the main? Yes. Now I think I start the jobs up before I forget. Just get another scoop of coal in there. That's great, Lucy. Oh yeah, look, we're sliding forward. I only got the engine brake on, not the train brakes. That was definitely uphill because look, she's sliding forward now. You know what? Take off. I don't mind if it rolls a bit. Because that's the direction I'm going anyway. Well, that should be a nice little boost, maybe. So now I took off the brakes completely. If she starts rolling forward a little bit, I don't mind. Just give me an easier start. Okay, where's the office? I went too far. That's great. Chug, 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 chug. Okay, let's start with... How much time to get to Machine Factory? 48 minutes, huh? Just for the hell of it, let's set this watch for 48 minutes. C3. C4I, of course. C4. This is the farm. B1S. Okay. Let's get to work. Hey, it stopped raining. Thankfully, even if it was raining, that doesn't actually affect anything. Oh, look at her rolling! Oh, I thought she was just going to be rolling slow. Holy crap. Okay. We're doing 20 miles an hour just from going downhill. I'll take it. Open that draft all the way up. I want that firebox burning red. Hold on a minute. I need to turn the music down a little bit, because I gotta hear this engine. Sorry, but I gotta hear what it's doing. Oh, if that's too much. More steam. More fire. Usually you'd never throw this much coal in, but I need all the heat I can get. Okay, that's as fast as I can go right now until we get around that curve. Actually, even after the curve, the speed limit's only going to be 4, which is 40. We're not going to fly into C yard, right? I didn't do something stupid. Oh, we're all good. Okay, yeah, that's the curve. I can't do more than 40 over. Okay, we're right at 40. Actually, how's the temperature? Nice, into the red. That's what I want. More heat. It's a long train. A little bit of throttle. I want at least 40. Alright. And we're off. On, baby. The speed limit is what's really killing me, because if I could hit this at faster speed before I hit the hill, that would be amazing, but I can't do more than 40. Cross your fingers, we're just starting to hit the hill now. And it's a long hill. And I've already got her opened up almost all the way. I have a feeling we're not going to make it, but think happy thoughts. We're already losing speed. Water. Worst case, we run out of steam, and then we have to stop and try to get started from a stop on a hill, and then we end up giving up and rolling back to the harbor. I don't know, maybe splitting the train in half. Making 2 runs out of it. We're in the red. Come on, baby. We're still up near 40. But we're just starting this hill. I don't see the blue marker where we are, but we got to make it up to that Y switch before the hill stops. So we've still got a pretty long ways. It's 0.5? Oh, okay, this part's a little bit better. Wish it wasn't only a 4 speed limit. See, we're starting to run low on steam now. Which means more. That's cold to get down. If the blower would be helpful. I usually never use the blower, but tempted. If I didn't add the 200 and something tons of empty boxcars, I would be able to make it pretty easily, but that's where the challenge comes in, you see. Okay. Get away with doing that. Oh, so far. Yeah. Actually, I gotta cut the freaking speed throttle for a second. A second. Give the steam a little bit of a chance to build back up. We also don't want the end of the train to derail. The end of the train is still in a 40. The front of the train is in a 50. I think we're gonna make it. Knock on wood. Not done yet, though. There's still more hill. Now it's 7. Wow. That's a long train. The steam's back up. Temp's getting lower. Still got the draft open full, so that's why we're going through so much coal. but we're making it. Don't go too fast. Trying to keep 40 without going over 40. Which is good, which means we've got plenty of speed to get up this hill. I think we've already gotten up the steepest part. Wow, 882 tons. Oh yeah, there's the switch. Sweet, okay, I've got to kill the draft. Wow, 882. That's definitely the most tonnage I've ever gotten up that hill, and we did it. That was almost easy, but that was because I had this temperature needle way up in the red. That's what you got to do. You got to really get that thing hot. Thought we were done with the hill. I guess we're not done with the hill until after this switch. I celebrated too quick. We got lots of steam though, so we should be okay. Almost maxed out. You can do it. We're still going up. You know, the sign said level, like the track was level, but we're still going. I can see it. We're still going up. And I can hear that we're still going up. Now it's getting a little laggy. Might have gone a little bridge too far with all the mods, but I love them. Okay. It was a little scary for a bit, but now she's quieting down. Up the mountain we went. Start feeding less coal in there. I don't know what the speed limit is right now. I've been watching the gauges so much. It should be a 6. Sure. Open her up. Where's the end of the train? It's pretty far back. Maybe not quite open her up just yet. Pretty soon it's going to change to actually being downhill. Not quite yet, but getting there. Okay, I can open her up. Now we're doing 60. Oh, 8. Of course, that's Not until the end of the train gets past that sign, which is going to be a little while. We really open her up. There are a few places where you can go really fast. Now let's get back down to a 9, but that's okay. We're doing 70. After 80 with the steam engine, any faster than that, it starts getting a little scary. It gets a little dicey. You start feeling like, should this thing be going this fast? I was just running low on steam. $70. Okay, hit the brakes. Hit the brakes too much, which is always what I always over brake, but it's better than the option. Well, now we're at a 60, so I didn't over brake that much. Got a lot of tonnage to slow down. But not until the whole train's through that switch, which is going to take a while. And then 6. Oh, the speed limits in this game are so silly when it's like 80 for like 100 feet and then back to 60. What's the point of trying to go up to 80? And now we're going down. Okay. That's the first time I noticed it say specifically downhill, but I think we're just going down. Okay, we're doing 50. Which is good because we're going through a switch here. Now 9. Of course not for a while. I gotta make sure. I haven't played this in so long, I don't remember where I came from when I went. No, I came from Hartwell. Anyway, I gotta make sure the switch is right, because I don't want to go through the steel mill. I want to make a left and go down into the farm. So this next switch we're coming up on, I gotta make sure it's turned. Actually, I probably am gonna have to turn it, because usually it's the other way. Switch. There we are. Yep, that's wrong. Okay, I do believe the speed limit down there is going to be a 5. We're only doing 40, so we're good. Whew, this is fun. This is quite different than switching, isn't it? Brakes, because we're going downhill. I might have overdid it on the brakes a little bit, but I know this is downhill and it's kind of a tight turn. Supposedly it's a 5, but I would almost think this turn would be a 4. That's a long train. Oh, we're stopping in farm, right. Just forgot. First set of cars is going to B15, 1S farm. So there's no point really speeding up much. I actually let the fire get down low enough to buzz me for adding coal. I didn't hit the brakes that hard, did I? 1S is going to be all the way over, yeah. And of course, there's a few cars parked there, of course. Just to make it more difficult. Wow. I'm pretty proud of this train. Love the steam engine. I'm blowing for this crossing, and there's another train just parked on the crossing, so it's not like anybody would be able to drive over it. But whatever. How'd I do? Yeah, that's pretty good. I think we might even get the speedy bonus on this first set of cars. I don't think I could have gotten up that mountain any faster than I did. The speed limit's really limit you. Get in the engine. Ah, yes, farm, the land of not being able to see from either side of the frickin' engine. Friggin' troll trees down there. Somebody cut down those trees. Oh, now there's a sign. Nice. I think we're past the switch. Let's find out. Yep, we're past it. All the way over 1S. Okay. So there's some flat cars sitting there, so I gotta kind of creep into them. Yep, we made it. We made it actually really well. We made it at 40 miles an hour all the way up the hill. I was very shocked. $882 tons. Burned through a ton of coal, I'm sure. And had that firebox really freaking hot, but that's the only way you're gonna make it. I can't see. Now we're at a farm, we're dropping off all the boxcars. But I can't see control trees. Just past the trees. And of course there's like 3 or 4 empty flat cars sitting on the track that I'm backing these into, so I have to slow down. Okay, we're under 10. Let's see, did we hit those flat cars yet? Nope, not yet. About 3 or 4 cars. About. Hey, there we are. Now, are these all hooked up? Sometimes they're not. 3 cars here, they're better be all hooked up, yeah. I love this, how the sign for 1S is right in the middle of the freaking road. It's like the railroad don't give 2 craps about the fact that there's supposed to be a road for cars here. Alright. We are in. I say unhook, I mean unhook. Set some handbrakes. Just hop our way over all the cars. There's a B&O switcher. Alright. Let's see how we did time-wise. Oh, we got the speedy bonus by 2 minutes, didn't we? Yes, we did. So 9,300 plus another 4,600. Not only did we make it up the hill, we made it up the hill in time. 14,000. Nice, just for those empty boxcars. Alright. I know I'm not going to get the time bonus for the machine factory because we just spent this much time, you know, backing these cars in, but still, just the fact that we got the speed bonus here is pretty good. Yeah, I already locked those down. I love the lights for the gauges. Makes reading the water site so good, so easy. Hold on. Mother's messaged me. She's probably telling me it's dinner time. Yeah. Whopper. Okay. Well, at least we didn't leave it with a cliffhanger of in the harbor not knowing if we were going to make it up the hill. We made it up the hill. Of course, getting into Machine Factory now is another hill, but we did just shave off 200 tons here, so I know I'll be able to make it into the Machine Factory. So I'm going to hook back up to my main train here. And then I think I'm going to call it a stream because it is dinner time. It is 7:45 now. Punch-Out is a game that I didn't have, but my friend Jason had it. And whenever I went to his house, that's probably what we played. One of the games, but that was a big one, because I didn't have it. I don't think I was very good at it. I think I mostly just watched him play, actually. But yeah. Alright. Next time I stream Derail Valley, whenever that will be, we'll have the rest of this train, which is a set of crude oil sandwiched by 2 sets of acetylene, nice and dangerous. We'll have this train to go to a Machine Factory, which means we're going this way. I'll show you. We're at the farm now. We got to go just straight through Oilwell Central, and then these curves here, which have a chance to hang you up, and then around City Southwest. This curve here is a 30, so you go faster than that. We're gonna, catch the whole city on fire. And then you get up this way. This is a pretty good uphill climb, but we just got rid of 200 tons of boxcars, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then there's Machine Factory. So that'll be next time. But we are out of time for today's stream because I need to go downstairs and eat. So, I will see you guys around later. Oh, stick around for a second. Let me see if somebody else is streaming. I always forget. I always forget to check. Not really. No. Go wherever you want. Alright, I'll see you guys around. Later.